Welcome to 504 Absolutely Essential Words. Hi, this is teacher JR from camglish.com. Today we're going to have a new lesson and we are now on lesson number 18. And we will be learning 8 new words for this episode. So let's start with our first word. We have here the word tragedy. 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 This is a noun which means a very sad or terrible happening or a sad play. You can also say a disaster, a calamity, or a catastrophe. It was a tragedy that some pioneers were killed on their way west. If you had your choice between seeing a comedy or a tragedy, which play would you choose? Harry's enormous jealousy led to the tragedy in their family. Tragedy. Number 2. Pedestrian. 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 This is a noun which means person who goes on foot or a walker. After driving a bus all day, Norris liked to be a pedestrian and take long casual walks in the evening. The police say it is urgent that pedestrians stay on the sidewalk. I don't doubt that a pedestrian can get places faster than a car in downtown traffic. Pedestrian. Number 3. Glance. 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 This could be a verb or a noun which means to look at quickly or a quick look. The observant driver glanced at the accident at the side of the road. I took one glance at the wretched animal and turned away. Thompson identified the burglar after a glance at the photograph in the police station. Again, Thompson identified the burglar after a glance at the photograph in the police station. Glance. Number 4. Budget. 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 This is a noun which means estimate of the amount of money that can be spent for different purposes in a given time. You can also say allowance or a limited fund. We had to decrease the budget this year because our club is broke. The prominent executive presented her budget to the board of directors. When my mother draws up her budget for the week, she sets aside a goodly sum of nourishing food. Budget. Number 5. Nimble. 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 This is an adjective which means active and sure-footed or quick-moving or light and quick. Or in short, you can say alert. Although Dusty was a miniature poodle, he was nimble enough to fight bigger dogs. The nimble policeman leaped over the fence to pursue the car thief. At his press conference, the commissioner was quite nimble in avoiding the difficult questions. Nimble. Number 6. Manipulate. 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 This is a verb which means handle or treat skillfully. Or you can say control. Scientists must know how to manipulate their microscopes. While Mr. Baird manipulated the puppets, Franz spoke to the audience. The wounded pilot manipulated the radio dial until he made contact. Manipulate. Number 7. Reckless. 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 This is an adjective which means careless or heedless or wild. We must not ignore reckless drivers. We must take them off the road. After breaking his hand fighting recklessly, Arthur decided to be more cautious in the future. The reckless smoker ignited the entire forest. Reckless. And number 8 for our last vocabulary for this episode, we have horrid. 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 This is an adjective which means terrible or frightful. You can also say disgusting or awful. Janie avoided staring at the horrid man's face. It is simply horrid the way cars pollute the air we breathe. When Mary was good, she was very good, but when she was bad, she was horrid. Horrid. So that's all for today's episode. I'll see you again, guys, for the next episode for the continuation of lesson number 18. Bye!